The first thing he heard wasn't the rain. It was the crying, soft at first, almost like the wind slipping through the cracks of the old concrete bridge. But then it grew louder, sharper, real, the kind of sound that doesn't just reach your ears, it reaches somewhere deeper. He slowed his steps. The city behind him was still alive, cars passing, distant horns, the low hum of people rushing through their lives, but under the bridge, everything felt different. Darker, colder, forgotten. He shouldn't have been there. A man like him never walked places like this. Not anymore, but something about that sound, it pulled him. Have you ever heard something that you knew you couldn't ignore, even if you wanted to? That was this moment. He turned, and then he saw them. Two small figures huddled together against the damp concrete wall. Barely visible in the flickering light. One of them was shaking. The other was trying to be strong, but failing. Their clothes were thin, too thin for the cold, too thin for the rain that had already soaked through everything. The older one, maybe 10, maybe less, had her arms wrapped tightly around the younger girl, pulling her close, whispering something in her ear. Trying to calm her, trying to be enough, but her own tears betrayed her. They noticed him, and instantly, fear. The younger girl hid behind the older one. The older girl straightened slightly, even though she was trembling. Protective, defensive, like a child forced to become something she was never meant to be. Please, she said quickly, her voice breaking. We didn't steal anything. The words hit him harder than anything else. Not, help us, not, we're cold, but, we didn't steal. Because that's what the world had already made them believe. That they were guilty, just for existing. He stood there for a second. Silent, still, something unfamiliar twisted inside his chest. He wasn't used to this feeling. He was used to control. To power. To distance. But this was different. What are you doing here? He asked quietly. The older girl hesitated. Her eyes scanned him, his expensive coat, his polished shoes, the kind of presence that screamed money even in the shadows. Nowhere else to go, she whispered. The younger girl clung tighter to her. Lily's cold, she added quickly, glancing down at her sister. Lily. The name lingered in the air. The man took a step closer. They flinched. That alone made him stop. Have you ever realized that your presence scares someone? Not because you're dangerous, but because the world has been dangerous to them. He slowly raised his hands, showing he meant no harm. I'm not going to hurt you, he said. The older girl didn't respond. But she didn't run either. Which meant something. What's your name? He asked gently. A pause. Then, Emma. And her. He nodded toward the younger girl. Lily. The little girl peeked out slightly, her cheeks wet, her lips pale from the cold. Are you going to call someone? Emma asked suddenly. There was fear in that question. Deep fear. Like who? He asked. The people who take kids away, she said. His chest tightened. You mean social services? She didn't answer, but her silence said everything. Have you ever been so afraid of help, that you'd rather suffer? That's where they were. No, he said softly. I'm not calling anyone. Emma studied his face, as if trying to decide whether to believe him. Why? She asked. The question caught him off guard. Why? He didn't know, or maybe he did, but hadn't admitted it yet. Because something about them felt familiar, painfully familiar. I just won't, he said. Not the best answer, but the honest one. A gust of wind rushed under the bridge, making Lily shiver violently. Emma tightened her hold. The man looked around. Cold concrete, dark, shadows, no blankets, no food, nothing. How long have you been here? He asked. 3 days, Emma said quietly. 3 days, in this, alone. The weight of that sank in slowly. What happened to your parents? He asked carefully. Emma's expression changed, closed off, guarded. They're gone, she said. Simple. Final. He didn't push further. Some wounds, you don't touch. Not right away. He took off his coat. Expensive. Warm. Something he probably never thought twice about. Until now. He stepped forward slowly. Emma tensed again. It's just a coat, he said gently. After a moment, she allowed it. He draped it over both of them. Lily immediately pulled it tighter around herself, burying her face into it. For the first time, she stopped crying. Just for a second. Just enough, and something inside him shifted. Something real. Have you ever done something small, and realized it meant everything to someone else? That was this moment. Emma looked up at him. Different now. Less fear. More confusion. Why are you helping us? She asked. There it was again. That question, why, he exhaled slowly. I don't know, he admitted. But that wasn't entirely true. Because deep down, he did know. He just wasn't ready to face it yet. He glanced at them again. At their small hands, their fragile bodies, their quiet strength, and suddenly, a memory flickered. A boy, cold, hungry, alone, looking up at a world that never looked back. He blinked. The memory disappeared, but the feeling stayed, strong, unavoidable. What if I said, I could help you? He said carefully. Emma stiffened. How? She asked. I can get you somewhere warm, he said. Food, clothes, a place to stay. Emma didn't answer immediately. She looked down at Lily. Then back at him. Suspicion, hope, fear, all mixed together. Nothing is free, she said quietly. The words felt too heavy for a child. He swallowed. You're right, he said. She waited. So what do you want? She asked. He paused. Because for the first time in a long time, he didn't want anything. I don't want anything, he said. Emma shook her head slightly. That's not how the world works. He gave a small, sad smile. Maybe it should be, he replied. She stared at him, trying to understand, trying to decide. Have you ever had to trust someone, when everything in your life told you not to? That's where she was now. A long silence passed. The rain softened. The city noise faded again. And finally, Emma nodded. Just a little, but enough. Okay, she said, and in that small word, everything began to change. The man didn't realize it yet. But this moment, this decision, would change his life, far more than theirs. The moment Emma said, okay, something invisible shifted in the air beneath that cold, forgotten bridge. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, but it mattered, because for the first time in a long time, someone had chosen to trust him, without knowing who he really was. And that scared him more than anything. Come on, he said softly. He extended his hand, not forcefully, not expectantly, just there, waiting. Emma looked at it, then at him, then down at Lily, who was still wrapped tightly in his coat, her small fingers gripping the fabric like it was the only safe thing in the world. Stay close, Emma whispered to her. Lily nodded silently. Then slowly, Emma reached out. Her hand was freezing. He felt at the moment their fingers touched. And something about that simple contact, small, fragile, human, hit him harder than any business deal, any success, any achievement he had ever known. Have you ever touched someone's hand, and felt their entire story without a single word? That's what it felt like. He led them out from under the bridge. The rain had slowed to a soft drizzle, the city lights reflecting off wet pavement like broken pieces of glass. His car was parked nearby, sleek, expensive, completely out of place in that part of the city. Emma hesitated when she saw it. This is yours, she asked quietly. He nodded. Her grip tightened slightly on Lily's hand. People like you don't come here, she said. He paused. Maybe they should, he replied. She didn't respond, because maybe she didn't believe him. Or maybe, she wanted to. He opened the back door. They climbed in slowly, cautiously, as if expecting something to go wrong at any second. But nothing did. The door closed. Warm air surrounded them. Lily let out a soft breath, her body relaxing for the first time. The man got into the driver's seat. For a moment, he didn't start the car. He just sat there, looking at them through the rearview mirror. Two small girls, wet, tired, but still holding on, still together. And suddenly, that memory came back again. Stronger this time. Him, as a child, cold nights, empty stomach, no one coming, no one caring. He gripped the steering wheel tightly. Have you ever seen your past, standing right in front of you? He was seeing it now. Just, in a different form. He started the car. They drove in silence. The city changed as they moved. Dark streets turning into brighter ones, broken sidewalks into clean roads, forgotten spaces into places filled with life. Emma watched everything, carefully, like she didn't belong in any of it. Where are we going? She asked after a while. My place, he said. Her body stiffened. No, she said quickly. Not your house. He glanced back. Why? She hesitated. Then, because nothing good ever happens when people take you somewhere alone, she said. The words were quiet, but heavy, too heavy. He slowed the car slightly. I understand, he said gently. And he meant it, because once, he had thought the same way. What if I take you somewhere public first? He offered. A restaurant, somewhere safe. Emma considered it, then nodded slowly. Okay. A few minutes later, They pulled up outside a small, warm-lit diner. Nothing fancy, but safe. He stepped out, opened the door for them. They followed. Inside, the smell of food filled the air. Fresh bread, soup, warmth. Lily's eyes widened slightly. "Smells good," she whispered. Emma squeezed her hand. "Don't stare," she said softly. The man noticed, and something inside him twisted again. They sat down. A waitress approached. "What can I get you?" He looked at the girls. "Anything you want," he said. They hesitated. Emma looked at the menu like it was written in another language. "Just soup," she said. "For both of us." He nodded. "3 soups," he said. The waitress left. Silence settled between them again. But it was different now. Less tense. More uncertain. "Why are you doing this?" Emma asked again. He leaned back slightly, thinking. Because now, he couldn't avoid the answer anymore. "Because someone once did something like this for me," he said quietly. Emma looked up. "What happened?" she asked. He hesitated, then spoke. "I was alone," he said. "Like you. Cold, hungry, invisible." Lily looked at him now too, listening. "And one night, someone stopped," he continued. "They didn't ask questions. They didn't judge. They just helped." "What happened to them?" Emma asked. He smiled faintly. "I never saw them again." Silence. "But I never forgot them," he added. The soups arrived. Steam rising. Warm. Inviting. Lily reached out immediately, then paused, looking at Emma. Emma nodded. "Go ahead." Lily took a spoonful. Her eyes lit up.